Hey guys, and today we'll play the game Cooking Diary, and we'll make it a little bit different because so many of you want me to read the stories from the diary. You know, we have not only the recipes, we have the diary of my character, and she's writing inside it everything that it's happening with her or around the restaurant. And there are so many, more than 40 stories already. The first and the second one I already read it in my part 1 and part 2 of Cooking Diary, and I will start reading here while I'm playing Spice Aroma Restaurant one level here, because I have a special request from a person that can't play with these chicken recipes. I will show them to you, and then we are going to the food truck, and that is so sweet with this pancake making, and I hope you will like it also. And I will read and play and we'll see. Let's start with level 61 here in Spice Aroma. I'm starting to read also story number 3, and we'll see how many of them we'll read today. And down in the description box I will add the time where every story starts. Like, for example, story 3 is starting from 2nd minute and 38 seconds. Story 4 is starting from 5th minute, and so on. So let's start story 3. Emergence of rival. I've learned once again that the people in this culinary capital of ours really are the most open, welcoming, hospitable bunch around. But you know how the old saying goes, you've got to take the rough with the smooth, but in this case the rough is a whole crate of sandpaper. Creighton Styles is a local TV celeb, self-proclaimed king of Tasty Hill's culinary genius, and all-round unpleasant individual. He showed up at the restaurant and started talking about some incident involving food poisoning. He didn't really get to the point, and then he left, promising that soon everyone in Tasty Hills would hear about it. I don't know whether to believe his tweet, but it has put me on edge. Everybody here thinks that Styles can do no wrong, judging by the aesthetic reaction of my customers when he walked into the restaurant. Is he really that great a chef? In that case, I'm going to be careful around him. And I am ready with this level now. Let's start playing the food truck here. And I'm at level 10. We'll see where I will be in the end of this episode. So let's start pancake making. And story number 4 is called Loyal Friend. Let's start with it. It's wonderful that Grandpa has such an old and trusted friend. Our team has expanded again. Our new addition is Bobby, the guy who stuck by Grandpa after he lost all the restaurants and ended his career. Bobby's just as I remembered, kind and level-headed, always ready to offer some words of advice for any problem in life. My trova too. Grams has told me plenty of hilarious stories from their school and college days. Bobby has always the one that found the sensible solution to whatever hijinks the group got themselves into. I haven't seen him in years, but time certainly hasn't diminished his refined sense of style. I remember how he liked experimenting with his own personal style when he was younger. He always looked great, if a little eccentric. He even had this crazy pair of emerald green dress shoes. Today, Bobby helped me decorate the restaurant, and the results were a big hit with our customers. We received so much positive feedback that I'm planning to spend more time on the interior design of each of our restaurants in the future. And now, story number 5. A sneaky trick is called. Now I see that Grandpa wasn't joking when he said that Creighton was the vindictive type. The guy is willing to go to any lengths, even pouring gunk on people on live TV. Even so, his show was very informative. I learned some more minor details about the incident. First of all, the mystery man turned out to be Gustave Le Champ, one of the most important figures in the whole culinary world. I'm ashamed to admit that I didn't know he existed until today. He seems to be one of the most popular, respected, and powerful food critics in the world. The second thing is that he was poisoned on Tasty Hill's Foundation Day, the city's big annual celebration. Now I'm even more certain that Creighton was behind this. I know how much care and attention Grandpa puts into preparing for events. There's no way he could have made such a huge mistake. And now, story number 6. Who are you? Real Vivian Sar. Today I had the chance to meet real Vivi Sar, about an energetic person who is involved in the new food blogging trend. The whole team was shocked to discover that behind the imposing pseudonym was a girl named Vivian. She dished the dirt on Creighton, all his shady dealings, his use of strange ingredients, and his many suspicious victories in competitions. Now we're convinced that Creighton isn't the harmless puppy dog he appears to be, and even though Vivian only started very recently, she is dead set on taking her project as far as it can go. And now, level 7, one of my favorites. I think our new friend Vivian has every chance of becoming a star blogger. She's knowledgeable, insanely nice, chatty, and she gets on well with everybody. I think I could listen to her talk for hours about new trends in editing photos I didn't know there were any, or searching for the perfect angle and the right lighting. She really is passionate about her work. I have no doubt that Vivian's attitude will win her plenty of followers in no time, but her number one fan will always be Who else? Our Johnny, of course. Vivian could read the dictionary aloud and he would still be captivated. He's been walking on air even since he met her. He's got He's got it bad. Alright, I just hope his crush doesn't interfere with his studying or his cooking. Yes, he's in love. Poor Johnny. And story number 8, which is called The Great and Terrible. Incredible! Gustave Le Champ himself turned up unannounced at our restaurant. After chatting to him, I learned that the three guys are old acquaintances. Monsieur Le Champ was very reserved and cold. Then I found out something equally interesting. Gustave Le Champ is our blogger Vivian's dad. Mind blown. I can't comprehend how they can be related. I mean, they're so totally different. Looks, character, behavior. I feel bad for Vivian. Her father doesn't even acknowledge all the work she puts into her blog. He thinks it's a waste of time even though her follower numbers are skyrocketing. I wonder what he'll say when they outnumber the readers of Culinary Bulletin magazine. Yes, it will happen soon, maybe. And now, story number 9, The Proving. Today, we overcome the first obstacle on our way to restoring the Gray family's former glory. The name of this obstacle was Monsieur Le Champ. Despite his difficult character and Creighton's best efforts to undermine us, the French Monsieur gave us a positive grade. Bearing in mind everything I've heard about him, I really feel like we got off lightly. I wish I could say that the restaurant is running like a well-oiled machine, but clearly we need a bit more oil. Or was it the seasoning? Whatever it was, when the test was over, Monsieur Le Champ stayed for a long chat with Grams. I guess he was rebuking him for my numerous mistakes. I wish I could believe that they didn't talk about oil or seasoning. In any case, I'm now a fully fledged member of Tasty Hill's culinary community. Wow, those words sound so beautiful, but there's no way I can relax. The critic has promised to visit us again for another assessment. We've got loads more peaks and thoughts ahead, that's for sure. And now, story number 10, A Blooming Relationship. Nathaniel Bloom, Tasty Hill's youngest gourmand, has finally finished his long search for a worthy food provider, and guess who he picked? That's right, the whole team's still chuckling about it and trying to figure out how Blum was blown away by our offering, despite what seemed like a fatal mistake in the recipe. Either it's an incredible stroke of luck or Blum Jr. has a highly unusual, peculiar taste in food. Blum's major domo was extremely tight-lipped in his assessment, so we didn't manage to find out any details. That Mr. Wolf sure is reserved. For some reason, it's really easy to picture him as some kind of secret agent or the major domo or millionaire superhero. Hang on, he really is the major domo of a millionaire. Whatever the reason, we've got the contract in the bag. From now on, it will be our restaurant that supplies them directly for their fancy soiree, celebratory dinners and lunches. This is fantastic. I wish I could have chatted to the mysterious Mr. Wolf a little longer. And now, story number 11, where we have one more new character. The story is called Mad Science. Another day, another new acquaintance. So many interesting people live in Tasty Hills, it seems. Take Andrew Martin Theorius III, for example. He is a genius, inventor, and one of the most unusual people living in the culinary capital. He asked us to sponsor his projects, and we couldn't help but say yes. Now that the business is settling down into a nice rhythm, we can afford to be investors. And these ideas are so great, we are sure to make a return on our capital. Apart from that, it's just fascinating watching Andy turn his concepts into a reality. The scientist has already promised me that he is going to invent something revolutionary soon, something that will make the lives of Tasty Hills chefs so much easier. I can't wait to find out what it is, but Andy's lips are sealed. He actually took off in his jet engine boots to avoid answering any questions. The wonders of the science. What can I say? And story number 12. Johnny speaks up. It's a shame, but interacting with customers every day hasn't helped our Johnny to overcome his shyness. I know precisely what he is going through. I wasn't exactly the wife and soul of the party at high school, even among friends. It would have carried on into college if I hadn't been given a gift certificate for a public speaking course. In any case, Johnny was able to get the better of his timidity, if only for a short time. His story about the waitress was crammed full of high drama, a real sense of adventure, and, most importantly, had a moral. Johnny proved to be an excellent natural storyteller. It was really great to see his facial expressions and gestures, how he lived every dramatic moment, how truly delighted he was at positive points, and how he almost began crying as he spoke of her misfortunes. I get the feeling that he didn't read or just hear about this story. Johnny clearly heard it firsthand or even witnessed it himself. And story number 13, Arts and Dances. It's amazing how much is happening in the virtual world. It turns out that the internet is chock full of its own celebs. One of them is the super popular Saul Mecco. Imagine my surprise when Saul personally showed up in our restaurant hot on the heels of Creighton, who had hired him to shoot a provocative video ad. Despite his global popularity, he struck me as an extremely chill and totally down-to-earth guy. It's odd that these two even hit it off, but then again, I got the feeling that it's not all sweetness and light between them. Soul's a free spirit, so Creighton's continual instruction surely can't be to his liking. It's good that we were able to take part in his contest in time. Grandpa's video helped a lot. He he filmed all day, giving a behind the scene look at our restaurant. Johnny taught me a good luck dance. It sure was something. I will have to ask him to teach me a victory dance. He must have one of those. I'm going to perform that dance in the day I became the finest chef in Tasty Hills. Wow, she's very brave to say that, but I believe she will. She will be the best chef of Tasty Hills someday. And story number 14. It's called Oldies but Goodies. Congratulations are in order. I'm now the proud owner and sponsor of the Tasty Hills Peppers Football Club, the worst team in the division, the league, and heck, maybe in history. That said, credit where credit's due. Those guys live and breathe football, even despite the head coach quitting. Dwayne, the team captain, is just amazing. Meeting him prompted me to take a highly unusual step. We didn't just get the guys new uniforms, we went ahead and helped them find a new coach. Our search paid off way more than we could have imagined. We landed the legendary Marco, battering ram Regis himself. His face was on the front page of every newspaper in Tasty Hills not so long ago. If he hadn't quit the game, the city could have had a different name by now, something like Sporting Hills or Footballville, probably. Grandpa says the Regis was a really loyal friend and an excellent captain. Let's hope that he turns out to be just as awesome a mentor for our guys. And now, a story number 15 called Young Talent. It's true that they say that a true artist can make a masterpiece out of simple ingredients. Today, Johnny proved that his talent can take him to a level of genuine mastery. Who would have thought that mint would harmonize so well with the marbles family recipe? I can't not mention the marbles tradition of adding something new to the dish each generation. Johnny explained to me that it's only prepared on very special occasions and solely by members of his family. It was first invented by his distant ancestor who used to make the best butter in his village. The dish has undergone changes since then, but the majority of ingredients have stayed the same. And now that Johnny started making his way into the culinary world, Mrs. Marbles has revealed the recipe to him. He was absolutely delighted. He said he'd dreamed of preparing it his whole life, and he thought that he wasn't capable of achieving anything. But Grams and I have never doubted that he will become a top chef. As you can see, his talent a mile off. And now, story number 16, called Allergic to Kratom. A customer of mine told me an extremely strange story the other day. It turns out that she used to always buy food from Kratom, but after feasting to their heart's content, the last time all the children had this unusual allergic reaction. Creighton wouldn't go that far for the sake of being named the top chef in the city, would he? Although we don't have any direct proof of Creighton's involvement in the children's reaction, Timmy's mom is sure that Creighton's food is to blame. The woman assured me that you couldn't pay her to return the Creighton's restaurant. From now on, she will get all her food from me and will even advise all her friends to do the same. Unsurprisingly, Creighton showed up soon after, hoping, mad, spouting occasions that I'm luring away his customers. Creighton unleashed an almighty tirade, literally declaring war on me. Among his traits was an accidental mention of a certain ace card that he has apparently been preparing for some time now. And something tells me that this definitely isn't empty talk. Story number 17. I can't be called No Way Back. I can't believe that Creighton's bested me on every point. Even Vivian admitted that his dishes were culinary masterpieces. It's though whoa, but I'm not planning on calling it quits. No way, no how. Now, when we've already come so far, if his food truly is extraordinary, that means we need to make ours even better. I have everything I need to win: a first-rate team, loyal friends, and the best teacher a chef could ask for. Hang tight, Creighton, we're coming. Story number 18. Mission Possible. What did Mr. Wolf work as before? A secret agent, international spy, or police officer? He blends into the shadows so naturally and easily that it seems like he's done it thousands of times before. That guy is unbelievably reserved, smart, and cool-headed. He did his job without so much as a flicker, and incredibly fast too. He's true professional. He managed to establish that Creighton works with the Gratuit Deliveries outfit. They use every trick in the book to make their produce as cheap as possible. Turkeys are watermelons pumped full of water, soda without pop, and tomatoes that actually I hesitate to even call them tomatoes. No wonder people are getting allergies from produce of that quality. It's strange that Creighton's cutting all these corners and even putting his customers at risk just to save cash. He's a wealthy guy, isn't he? I wonder if he has a swimming pool full of gold coins. And next time I will continue with stories, but for now, so many stories. Wow, this episode became so long. I hope I've made happy all of you who wanted to hear the stories in Cooking Diary. Next time we'll continue because the stories, believe me, they are becoming even more and more interesting. So for me, for now, it's all. Thanks for watching. Bye.